If you look up reviews on 53 by the Sea online, you might get some mixed feelings. There are some good reviews, but there are also some bad reviews, and whenever I see that, I get a little bit skeptical. So in this video, I'm going to talk about my experiences and sort of go into a little bit more detail in case you're thinking about going there. But let me just say, guys, if you're thinking about finding a place to take that special someone for a very nice dinner, this could be the place to go. First of all, there's not a lot of fine dining options in Hawaii. If you haven't noticed, we're pretty casual. Most places you can wear t-shirt and shorts, and for guys that's probably enough. But there are some nice places here, and 53 by the Sea is one of them. In fact, hold up. Just for this video, I'm gonna dress up a little bit. And in fact, if you go to 53 by the Sea and you're wearing a jacket, it's one of the few places where it won't look so weird and you're not really gonna stand out. So I decided to take my wife out to 53 by the Sea for our wedding anniversary. We went there for a Sunday lunch and I thought it was really great. So I wanna talk about things like location, parking, service, food, and then my overall thoughts on the restaurant. Location. It's located in Kakaako, which is fairly close to Waikiki, but the restaurant itself is not really in a flattering location. So how can I describe it nicely? There are a lot of residents in the area, but none of them have addresses. Another way of putting it is the place has a lot of transient residents who don't have permanent housing, yet it's mobile housing. In other words, be really careful about that area. It's honestly not a place that I would go walking in the evening or honestly even during the daytime, but the restaurant itself is okay. It's just that surrounding area, just be careful. And when you look at the restaurant, it's hard to imagine that a place that nice is in a place that's not that nice. Parking. Like I mentioned, you probably want to drive there. You could catch the bus and then walk to the restaurant, but I really wouldn't. I would say drive there if you can, or take something like Uber or Lyft to get dropped off. When it came to parking, we used the free valet service, which was very nice. The valet guy was really nice and friendly, but I will say though, when we did arrive and he tried to open the front door, we couldn't actually go in the front door. We had to go into one of the side doors. And normally that's not a big deal, right? Just trying to get in there, and really in the overall experience, it wasn't a big deal. But when you see the front door, it's really big, and it would have been pretty cool to walk right in the middle and then you get to see the beautiful staircase. But that's okay. On the way out, we did get to sort of experience that. Service. So service was really great, and I guess that's what you're paying for when you go to a restaurant like 53 by the Sea. Again, as a kid, I wasn't exposed to fine dining. I was just happy to go out and eat. You know, for us, we went to places like Zippy's where you just order your food real quick. It's very simple, family style, you know, no fancy napkins. So even though my experience with fine dining is pretty low, I will say that I enjoyed the experience of walking into a nice restaurant, being seated, and just having a wonderful time. Our host Samantha was very professional and friendly. She walked us to our table. We had a beautiful table where we could see the ocean view, we could see the waves and some surfers. Just very nice. And this was kind of a small thing, but I really appreciated it. We were able to sit at a 4-person table, and what that allowed us to do is we were able to sit together on the same sort of side and view the ocean together rather than sit at a 2-person table and have to look at each other, but we wouldn't get to look at the ocean. So I really appreciate the fact that we had a bigger table for us and that we could just enjoy each other's company and still enjoy the view at the same time. I was also kind of caught off guard because our host Samantha offered to change my napkin color because I was wearing dark colored pants. She offered, oh, would you like a black napkin? And I thought, I'm not sure if I need one, but sure. And so she exchanged my napkin for a darker color napkin. I thought that was really classy. And our server for the day was Miley. She was really great. She was on top of it. She served us this flatbread, I think made out of taro and some butter. It tasted pretty good. Because it was lunchtime, it wasn't that crowded. Maybe at the time we got there, might have been 2 other tables and a big party way off to the side. So this place can host some pretty big parties. There's also a bar if that's your scene, but it was really nice to kind of see you could have a small intimate dinner, but you can also have sort of a big gathering of people. I do also want to comment on the atmosphere of the restaurant, and again, having not eaten at a lot of fine dining places, I like the fact that at least during the day, there's a lot of natural light that is let in through those huge glass windows. I think it allowed the restaurant to appear bigger and cleaner, which I can appreciate, versus some of those nicer restaurants that are all indoors, but it's lit sort of artificially through different lights that are everywhere. There's also outdoor seating if you want that, but that day it was pretty windy, so I'm glad that we didn't sit outside. Again, the restaurant atmosphere, it just seemed large and clean, and with the high ceilings, the tables being spread out, I thought that was very nice. Okay, but let me mention this though. So when we're eating at the restaurant, and by all means, this is not the fault of the restaurant, but we were sitting there and there was this little tiny gnat and I couldn't swat it away. The entire meal, this tiny little gnat just kept flying by me, and I thought it was so funny because the restaurant is huge, right? There's 2 stories, the restaurant is gigantic, and yet this little tiny gnat, this tiny little gnat seemed to be hanging out by me of all places in this restaurant, and I just thought that was so funny that it could have gone anywhere, but it still hung around me during the meal. And lastly, of course, the view is amazing. You get a view of Diamond Head, you get a view of a little bit of Waikiki, but mostly Ala Moana Beach. You get nice waves and surfers. It's just beautiful. And of course, the food. Because I only had the crustacean sandwich, I can only comment on that, but it was really good. It was better than I thought. The bread was excellent. The crustacean, the lobster, and the crab stuffed in that sandwich were really good, and I didn't think I could eat the whole thing because the sandwich was pretty large, but I ended up finishing it all, and there were fries, and it was very tasty. Everything else on the menu seemed okay. My wife enjoyed her fish as well and salad, and for the price of about $100, for me it's a special occasion, and so spending that amount of money at a nice place like that, I thought it was worth it. So overall, it being my first time going there, I have to say I enjoyed it a lot. I know that online there are some negative reviews, but there's also a lot of great reviews, and I would like to add to those great reviews. I enjoyed every aspect of the restaurant, even the little gnat that was flying around our table. I just thought it was very professional and exactly what I would expect out of a place that is looking like that would cost that much, that has a reputation like that here. I just was not disappointed. So I would highly recommend 53 by the Sea, especially if you're looking to celebrate something nice. The food is very unique, and of course the view is amazing. So that was our experience, and if you do go, I hope that you have at least as good experience as us, if not better. Thanks for watching this video, and aloha.